We're going to take a station break, and after that, we're going to go back to our studios in New York and Robin Roberts. So stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back after a word from our ABC station. Hello, and Alex. We look at these two guys here, very different guys physically, both of them in their own way, pretty good stories.
Yeah, I think they're two terrific stories, Dan. They're two fighters also who want not just a win today, but the kind of sensational performance that can break them out of the pack of heavyweight hopefuls and put them squarely in the heavyweight title picture. Michael Grant is the favorite. Very impressive record, but he is coming off a series of unimpressive performances against ordinary opponents. He obviously has tremendous physical gifts. You will see the tremendous physique he has when he gets out in the ring. He has shown brief flashes of talent, but he needs a dominant showing here today to prove that he is a force to be dealt with, and not just one of those outstanding natural athletes who couldn't make the transition to the extraordinary demands of boxing. Lionel Butler, the opponent, has had a true roller coaster career. No amateur fights, thrown in way over his head early in his pro career, never trained. Then he got some decent management for a while. He went unbeaten in 17 fights, beat some names in the heavyweight division, but he could not handle the fast lane, got into cocaine and alcohol, and completely self-destructed. A year ago, he cleaned himself up. He went back into training. He has scored 3 straight first-round knockouts. And if, and this is a very big if he is in shape, he could be a very dangerous opponent, Dan, especially early in the fight.
All right, Alex, we're going to have both fighters make their way into the ring, and then we'll have introductions. So stay with us. We're coming back to Las Vegas with 10 rounds of heavyweight action. Heavyweights have made their way into the ring, and right now let's hear their introduction from ring announcer Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Las Vegas Hilton, where this afternoon main events, in association with ABC Sports, presents 10 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division. This bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Your 3 judges assigned, scoring on a 10-point must system, will be Carol Castellano, Art Laurie, and Dalby Shirley. And when the bell rings, the referee is Richard Steele. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing burgundy and gold and weighing 265 pounds. From Los Angeles, California, his record, 26 victories, 21 by KO, 12 defeats with 1 draw. Here is Lionel Butler. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing silver trimmed with black and weighing in at 246 pounds. A perfect record of 23-0, 16 KOs from Norristown, PA. Here is the undefeated Michael Grant.
Okay, I spoke to both fighters.
All right, as the fighters get their words of instructions from Richard Steele, let's check the numbers. You see the Lionel Butler 5 years older than Grant, but look at the weight difference. He's 19 pounds heavier, but look at the height advantage for Grant. A lofty 6'6", and of course an 11-inch reach advantage that goes with it. The Nevada State rules will apply today. The 10-point scoring system is in effect. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. The standing 8 is not. A fighter cannot be saved to the bell except in the final round, and only the referee may stop the bout. And of course, we've already met the venerable Richard Steele, who will be presiding here this afternoon. And of course, if you were with us last week, Richard had his work cut out in a very tough bout there with Marquez and Stevens last week, Alex.
One interesting bit of information, Dan. Michael Grant actually turned pro when he visited Las Vegas and met Richard Steele before he had any amateur or professional fights, and actually began his amateur career, turned pro under Richard's wife, Gladys Steele, until his 11th professional fight when he went over to Bill Caton and Steve Lott. Bill Caton, of course, the manager of Mike Tyson.
In the world of boxing, of course, that's extremely late to pick up the sport. Michael Grant, though, you take one look at him physically, and you can see why someone would want to put him in the ring. A very formidable-looking boxer, great athlete.
Big transition, Dan, as you know, from being a football player, which he was a very good football player and a basketball player and a baseball pitcher. to being a boxer. They're just things that are required that don't come into play elsewhere.
I used to think I was a pretty good athlete, but I under no way could I ever picture myself in the ring. Of course, it wouldn't be a pretty picture, so it's just as well I'm not there.
This is the time.
Oh, a good left there by Grant. Two contrasting styles here. Grant wants to box. Lionel Butler doesn't know how to box. He's only going to come in and be the aggressor and throw big punches.
And he can throw. He's a big man, and he can throw big punches. And he is dangerous. And Michael Grant would do very well to shoot that jab and not get caught in the ropes like this and take punishment early in the fight when Lionel Butler is fresh.
This bout is scheduled for 10 rounds, and of course a consideration, Lionel Butler coming in here at 265 pounds, had admitted 30 pounds over what he would consider to be his ideal weight.
It's the heaviest he's ever weighed.
Oh, a good right hand by Grant.
It's the heaviest he's ever weighed, Dan, for a fight, but I think that doesn't mean he's in the worst shape of his life. He actually has been, for months, out in Indio, California, cleaning himself up and training, and I think he's in much better shape than he looks.
Big right hand from Grant, from Butler, rather, as he backs up Grant.
Come on, don't hold it. Great, step back, step back.
Oh, and Richard Steele almost caught a right hand from Lionel Butler. Oh, that was close.
Richard gave him a wink, but Richard showed an awful lot of poise there to stand in there with that punch whistling by his chin and just stand in there and give him a little nice warning.
Aided by having been a pretty good fighter in his day, Richard Steele, you're right, looked unaffected by that. I might have fallen down.
Now this is the pattern of Michael Grant's.
Oh, good right hand over the top by Butler.
This is the pattern of Michael Grant's recent fights. Ooh, low blow there.
There was. That was a low blow by Grant.
Come here.
Both mentally get warned.
Keep them up. I'm warning you both right now, okay? Let's box.
Michael Grant swung that right hand and got it low. A leaping right hand by Lionel Butler misses. We come to the end of round number one. Lionel Butler threw 3 or 4 punches after the bell and got a stern warning from Richard Steele in between rounds.
Break, step back, please.
Michael Grant said that he knew that what he had to do was box and stay away. Here you see the jab that he's trying to shoot out and fight at distance. He wants to keep this fight in the middle of the ring. He wants to be able to shoot that right hand behind the jab. What he does not want to do is let Lionel Butler get into punching range. And if he does, Michael's going to grab him.
Well, that jab that he's throwing now, Alex, is more like a depth finder than it is a weapon.
Yeah, it really is. And he's not snapping it. He's not there.
Well, that was more of a left hook to the shoulder. But that jab really has very little on it.
Good right hand to the body by Michael Grant with his back to you in the white trunks.
Come on, pull him back.
Michael Grant at 6'6", 246 pounds.
It's tough when you come in at 246 and you're outweighed by 19 pounds.
Well, each one of these guys individually weighs more than both of the women that we had in our previous fight put together. A busy day tomorrow on ABC's
Come on, work your side to get out.
afternoon of sports coming your way at 2:30 Eastern Time, 1:30 Central. We're going to have the USA versus Mexico World Cup qualifier. And then at 5 Eastern, 4 Central and Pacific, a Passion to Play. And the focus on Passion to Play is women's boxing, spectacle or sport. A very in-depth and a very, very high-quality program. Highly recommended. All tomorrow afternoon here on ABC.
Another low blow there by Michael Grant.
Come on, work it and get out. Work or get out.
Butler just wading in, allowing Grant to hit him with that jab because it doesn't have a lot of zip to it.
Lionel's got to come in firing. I know he's got to block the punches by Michael Grant, but he also has to land some, and he just has not managed to do that except for a few isolated instances. He has not tested Michael Grant at all. Interesting to talk to Lionel yesterday. There was a right hand that just missed. He said, yeah, you know, he's a basketball player. I'm a fighter.
And I aim to show him the difference between the two.
Step back.
You wouldn't figure that Lionel Butler's thinking about winning this on a 10-round decision. You'd think that his plan is to take him out. Oh, there's a loaded up right hand. We had a clash of heads.
Loaded up butt here.
Take 1 point.
He's taking a point away already.
1 point.
He's deducting 1 point from Lionel Butler.
Point. Get over in the
I
corner.
don't see a cut here.
Get over there.
Putting him over in the corner.
Don't have me disqualify you, okay?
Richard said, don't have me disqualify you.
Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, and that's straightforward. Lionel's trying to use that shaved head as a
Pull your arm back. Break.
Well,
Step back.
he got in Richard's doghouse when he kept fighting after the bell to end the first round. Now as we're inside the final seconds here of the second round. There's a good right hand by Michael Grant. This is the end of the second.
Break. Step back.
from Lionel Butler on the left. Boom, he missed him. It's tough to get a point deduction when you miss him, but he did definitely try to headbutt him.
Yeah, that was he launched himself up in the direction of Michael Grant.
Let's just see if Michael Grant on the right of your screen now with that magnificent physique, and you can see, Dan, that he does throw punches naturally. I mean, he does throw a jab right. He does put his hands together.
Break.
As we said, he's managed by Bill Caton and Steve Lott, who are part of the team that got Mike Tyson a heavyweight title. He has Donald Turner, who many think is the trainer of the year for the job he did with Evander Holyfield in beating Mike Tyson. He has everything going for him, but he has not yet shown the ability to go in and dominate a man. Too much grabbing like he's doing right there. Not enough stepping back, getting his distance, and landing meaningful punches.
Richard Steele again jumps in with a warning to Butler about throwing low blows.
You see there the pity-pat punches.
I don't know why he's
Michael Grant.
throwing that jab. That jab is just as soft as cotton candy laying it out there. It doesn't set anything up.
It's okay if he uses it and then puts his right hand behind it, but he's not doing that. And then he just goes in and kind of lays on his man and doesn't try to do anything on the inside at all.
But with that type of height and reach advantage on almost anyone he would fight, Alex, if he had a stiff jab, what a weapon it would be.
You see him there, an uppercut on the inside. He has a tremendous uppercut, Dan, and the uppercut with either hand by Michael Grant against an opponent like there was.
Oh, there was another uppercut. That hurt Butler. Lionel Butler's taken about 4 or 5 shots to the head. Nothing coming back. And Butler appears to be in trouble up against the ropes. Comes back off with a right hand and takes another uppercut.
Lionel comes firing back. Did you see the motivation that he has? He says he cannot afford to lose any fights.
Another low blow by Lionel Butler.
Timeout. 1 point deduction
There's
there.
another point deduction from Lionel Butler.
And if Lionel had any thoughts of winning a decision,
It's going out the window in a hurry. 1 point deduction for a headbutt. Here's a 1 point deduction for a low blow, and Richard Steele tells Lionel Butler one more time and you're disqualified.
now he's going to give Michael Grant time to
You okay?
recover. He has up to 5 minutes. Ask if he's okay. Michael Grant says yes, and they continue.
A pretty good job, though, of Lionel Butler fighting his way off the ropes, Alex.
Yeah, at the time it looked like Michael Grant might be in a position to end this thing. But Michael had his man in trouble. Instead, Lionel, you saw the determination on his face.
Oh, and there was a low blow by Grant.
Yeah, by both men.
Oh, they're going to get a warning now.
And
Come on, let's
Lionel
go.
did what most fighters are trained to do. If you get hit low, you retaliate in kind. The problem for Lionel is that he's in danger of disqualification.
Oh, there's another low blow. Lionel Butler better watch out. I think Richard Steele considered disqualifying him right there. This is the end of the third round in what's been a pretty sloppy effort.
You look at the uppercut there, right there. The uppercut that started all the trouble for Lionel Butler.
Here we are now, the opening seconds of the fourth round. I'm Dan Deerdorf at ringside along with Alex Wallow, and a little bit more behind that jab now, Michael Grant. Lionel Butler on the verge of being disqualified. Lionel Butler wearing the striped pants. He swings another one that's borderline low.
One of his problems, I mean, to give Lionel a little bit of credit,
The height?
the height of Michael Grant at 6'6", that's it. And he's being
Richard Steele
disqualified.
is stopping the fight and disqualifying Lionel Butler for low blows. He gave him ample warning, and Lionel Butler just continued to throw the low punches, Alex. A reminder, we finished our second live fight here on Wide World of Sports, but we still have a lot of boxing coming your way. We have one of the great fights of all time between Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvelous Marvin Hagler. So stay with us. We're coming back to Las Vegas, and we'll be right back after a word here now from our ABC station. We're back in Las Vegas, everybody. Let's go up to ringside and Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Richard Steele has to stop the bout at 38 seconds of round 4. According to the rules of the Nevada State Athletic Commission, the contest has to be stopped on disqualification. Following repeated warnings and point deductions, the referee had no choice but to disqualify Butler, the winner on disqualification, still undefeated, Michael Grant.
Michael, congratulations. What did this fight prove, Michael, if anything?
Repeat the question.
I just wondered. No, I'm sorry. It was just a difficult fight. It was sloppy. He was hitting you low. You never could get on track. I mean, you did some good things. In your mind, what did this fight prove to you about your ability to move up in this heavyweight division?
I mean, I felt good. Once I'm in these 4 corners, it's a different type of relaxation I get. And I feel like I can compete with anyone when I'm in the ring like this. It's just outside of the ring, it messes you mentally. But when you're in the ring, all that changes. Everything just starts flowing. And you start focusing on your trainers and everybody who's out looking out and supporting, and you just start, your focus just be in one straight path. You can't miss.
Donald Turner, trainer of Michael Grant, also trainer of another decent heavyweight, Evander Holyfield. Give me your assessment of Michael's performance today and his potential.
Well, I think Mike has all the potential in the world. You know, he's a young guy. He never had much amateur boxing. You know, he picked up what he picked up from what I can give him and what he learns in the gym with better fighters than himself. But I think with a few more fights with guys that, you know, that he can handle, he'll be all right. I think he'll be the champion of the world one day. You know, he throws great combinations. He just don't know how to use that long reach yet.
Thank you very much. I think a pretty good assessment by Donald Turner, the trainer. Congratulations to Michael Grant. Let's go back down to Dan at ringside.
Okay, Alex, so a pair of short fights here this afternoon, and congratulations to Michael Grant, who moves to 24-0 with that victory here today. Well, that knockout victory by Michael Grant allows us to bring you one of the, well, I think one of the most memorable fights of boxing history, and that was the fight a decade ago when Marvelous Marvin Hagler defended his middleweight title against Sugar Ray Leonard. Now, Hagler was